The NFL rolls on. Week 2 is here, and Thursday night gives us Commanders at Packers under the lights. Green Bay opened as 3.5-point favorites, total set at 48.5, and both teams are coming off strong wins in Week 1. We've got injuries on the Packers side, surging confidence in Washington, and a line that looks a little tighter than it seems. We'll break it all down, spread, total, and where the real value sits. And real quick, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We go game by game every week finding the best bets and highest EV spots. Also, let me know in the comments, are you riding with the Packers at home? Or do you think Washington can steal this one? Last week we struggled and finished with 7 wins and 15 losses and are down a total 2.86 units. We got saved by Breece Hall, but struggled with most of our bets. Let's look to get back on track tonight. Now let's get to this game. Washington comes in 1-0 after a 21-6 win over the Giants. Quarterback Jaden Daniels, now in his second season, threw for 233 yards and a touchdown and added 68 rushing yards. Jacory Krosky-Merritt ran for 82 yards and a score, while Deebo Samuel posted 77 receiving yards plus a rushing TD. Completion total, 69.9 yards plus a rushing TD. Green Bay also sits at 1-0 after a 27-13 win over Detroit, and they may have looked like the most complete team in the league last week. Jordan Love threw 2 touchdowns, the defense forced a red zone pick, and new addition Micah Parsons immediately made an impact with a sack. The Packers controlled both sides of the ball, setting the tone for a statement season. At Lambeau, the Packers have been one of the better ATS teams in football. Washington historically struggles here, and travel on a short week doesn't help. Jordan Love was efficient and balanced in Week 1, while Jaden Daniels gives Washington mobility and playmaking upside. Help on the offensive line clearly favors Washington, but Parsons and that Packers defense remain dangerous. On the spread, Green Bay is laying 3.5. Historically, they've been strong at Lambeau, but with the offensive line banged up, this number could get tight. Lean Packers, but check the injury updates before locking it in. For the total, it's set at 48.5. Both offenses showed they can move the ball, and the analytics lean over. That's the cleaner play this week. On the money line, Green Bay is the safer option. Lower payout, but it takes the hook out of the equation if you're worried about a close finish. Next, let's look at the player props. For Washington, Jaden Daniels' completion line is set at 21.5. He threw 19 completions in Week 1, even with several drops from his receivers. As a road underdog, game scripts could force him to throw more. That makes the over 21.5 completions a solid angle. For Green Bay, Josh Jacobs' rushing total sits at 78.5 yards. With O-line injuries and a split workload, the lean is under 78.5. On defense, Rashawn Gary to record a sack is priced at plus 110. With Parsons drawing attention, Gary could see one-on-one chances. Models also flag Jordan Love over 223.5 passing yards. He cleared that number 8 times last season, and the model projects him around 259 this week. That's a strong play, rated 4.5 out of 5. Other analyst notes suggest Daniels could run more under pressure, boosting his rushing yardage outlook. And keep an eye on Jaden Reed's prop. Over 2.5 receptions has been mentioned, but only if he's cleared in practice. The biggest edge is on the Commanders' money line. Books are giving Washington about a 39% chance to win, which is why you see them priced around plus 155 to plus 160, but the AI model has them closer to a 45% chance. If the line matched that probability, the Commanders should be closer to plus 120. That gap creates over 15% expected value. That's a strong underdog spot. The other edge is on the over 48 points. The market gives it about a 52% chance to hit. The model nudges that up to 54%. In odds terms, the fair line would be about minus 116, but you're still able to grab it around minus 110. That's a smaller edge, but it lines up with how both offenses played in Week 1. Now, let's get to my bets and plays. Berth, I'm on Jaden Daniels to score a touchdown at plus 185. His mobility is a real weapon, and against a Packers front that brings pressure, there's a good chance he tucks it and runs near the goal line. Second play, Austin Eckler over 22.5 receiving yards, priced at minus 114. Last week, Detroit backs caught 14 balls against this Green Bay defense. Jahmyr Gibbs had 10 catches for 31 yards. David Montgomery added 4 for 18. Eckler already cleared this line last week against the Giants pass rush, so this is a strong spot. Next, I like a combo Josh Jacobs anytime touchdown paired with Packers money line at plus 103. If Green Bay controls the game script, Jacobs is the most likely to cash in around the goal line. And finally, Jordan Love over 223.5 passing yards. That play has strong model support. He went over this number in 8 games last year, and projections have him closer to 259 this week. There you have it, Packers and Commanders on Thursday Night Football, and that's my card for Week 2's opener. We've got a mix of props, touchdowns, and a couple of EV-backed leans to set the tone for the weekend. What plays are you on for this game? Drop them in the comments. I want to see where you're leaning. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a breakdown. We'll keep working the numbers, the models, and the value edges to find spots all season long.